Hello! Today we are weaving the pattern braid. The pattern is very interesting. I've seen it on the Czech sites. Most of all, I've liked the way it is presented by several photos on the site of Milena Stroga, where her cradle on the land of master is. As well, Lida's advice was very useful. She advised that it is very convenient to use the number of poles divisible 3. When I've tried following this advice, it has helped a lot. At first I was not very successful. These all are my training articles, some of them are mature, some are not. Look at the possible varieties of this pattern. Here it is used as separate rows. It creates kind of stripes. Here as well one row is used. When I decided to try making more rows, here you can see 4 of them on my traditional training form, carp. Here I've tried a 3-colored braid with several rows. Here it is 3-colored but with separate rows, which means you can combine in very different ways. But most of all, I've liked this pattern in this big article. I like it very much because it can be woven fast compared to row, for example, and I've also liked the way it looks. So, I was finishing weaving in the technique of rope, and as usual I have hidden the joint of changing the colors behind the poles. Now it is more convenient to weave with 2 tubes, which means we are going to get a 2-tube braid. We add the tubes this way: light, dark and green, 3 strands of our braid. The first action. We always take the extreme strand, the one nearest to us. Lead it in front of the next 2 poles. And behind the 3rd one in the middle. Notice that the green ones remain above. This way. It was our first action. Then we take the extreme strand again, the nearest one. It has to turn around 2 poles again, and we place it behind the 3rd one, but the green ones remain above again. Then we take the extreme one again. This time it is a green strand. This moment is rather difficult, you have to hold it because it is not fixed yet. Press tighter to our form. It turns round 2 poles again. We lead the dark strand aside. That's all, we have woven the first stage. Then, as usual, we take the extreme strand, light one this time, lead around 2 poles, and in the middle between the dark and green one. Then the extreme one again, turn round 2, and lead in the middle again behind the next one, the 3rd one. Look, the braid is becoming noticeable already. Then take the extreme one again, lead it round 2, got it. The extreme one again, lead round 2, and behind the next one. and continue this way. You see the braid can be seen. The most difficult thing for me about this pattern is joining the tubes according to their color in the end of the row. And I've chosen such a solution for myself. If anybody knows any other solution, I am open for your advice. So look how we finish the row. The green tube is extreme. We lead it behind 2 as usual. That is, we finish weaving the row. And the next yellow one above. And look, the yellow row was starting here. I propose to do this way. We have led the tube. You can even take the base away. Here we cut it neatly. Paste it with glue, and after we finish, we will press it with a clothespin and fix the rest of the tubes at the same time. The next one is brown. We lead it over 2. The brown one was starting here, so it is where we insert it. And stick it here to the next pole, and we do the same thing with the green one. You see, we kind of brought it towards the previous green one. Cut it as well, and glue. We have joined them. So this way you can finish the row of 1 braid neatly. And then we continue weaving in the technique of a rope. I will glue afterwards, but the principle of finishing the row is clear. Then we continue weaving in the technique of a regular rope. For the second series of the braid, I have decided to use different colors to emphasize the braid against the dark background. Here I'd like to show how to continue weaving instead of finishing the braid with 1 row. So we have reached the end of the row, but in spite of this we continue weaving the way we did. We take the extreme tube, place it onto 2 poles, behind the third one, between 2 working strands. Take the extreme tube onto 2 poles, behind the third one, between 2 working strands. Take the extreme one on 2, behind the third one, between 2 working strands. And this way we continue weaving as long as required. Which points I'd like to emphasize? In order not to get confused, we look. Every strand goes from above, embrace 2 and goes down. You see, you can check yourself this way if you weave correctly. It is what concerns control. The second point. The poles have to be more rigid than the working strands. Why? Because the working tubes are doubled, and if they are rigid, you can break the poles. And if you are going to weave only 1 row of braid, then the number of the poles has to be divisible 3. If you plan to weave the whole article in this technique, then it doesn't really matter. The only thing is that the pattern can shift. If the number of poles is divisible 3, then the coils will be placed right one over another. Each coil is the upper one over the upper, the lower one over the lower. But if we take a different number of the poles, in this case they can gradually shift. This way you can change the way the pattern looks as well. That's all. Good luck to everyone! So, yesterday I finished the pattern of braid. Today I've varnished the article, and it is the way it looks as a result. The upper part seems to look nice in color. The pattern stands out against the dark background very well. And there is one more possible variety of this pattern. I have tried it on the lid. So you can apply it not only to horizontal weaving, but you can also use it in bottoms and lids for a change. As a result, we've got such a casket.